The hard truth people need to hear in 2026 is this: no one is coming to save you. Not the government, not your parents, not your friends, not motivation videos, not luck, and not time. If your life stays the same 5 years from now, it will not be because the world was unfair. It will be because you kept choosing comfort over responsibility. That truth hurts because it removes every excuse you've been holding on to, but it is also the most powerful truth you can ever accept, because the moment you realize no one is coming, you finally stand up and save yourself. Another hard truth is that most people don't actually want success. They want the feeling of being seen trying. They want applause for potential, not respect for results. They want to talk about dreams, post about goals, and imagine a better future without paying the price required to build it. Success demands boring repetition, painful discipline, and long periods where no one notices you. Most people quit in that silence, not because the dream is impossible, but because the process is uncomfortable. People also need to hear that motivation is unreliable. Waiting to feel ready is a trap that keeps millions stuck. The people who win aren't more motivated, they're more disciplined. They move even when they're tired, uninspired, and scared. They understand that action creates motivation, not the other way around. If you only work when you feel good, you will live an average life surrounded by excuses that sound reasonable but lead nowhere.
The truth no one likes to admit is that your habits are your future in disguise. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. If you wake up late, scroll endlessly, eat poorly, avoid difficult conversations, and procrastinate important work, your future will reflect that perfectly. Not because you're unlucky, but because you're consistent. Change your habits or accept the future they're creating. There is no third option. Another hard truth is that being busy is not the same as being productive. Many people fill their days with noise to avoid facing the one task that actually matters. They answer emails, attend meetings, watch content, and call it work, but deep down, they know they are avoiding growth. Real progress requires focus, and focus requires saying no, sometimes to good opportunities, sometimes to people you care about, and often to your own comfort. People also need to hear that nobody cares as much as you think they do. That fear of judgment that keeps you silent, small, and cautious, most people are too busy worrying about themselves to notice you. And even if they do judge you, their opinions won't pay your bills, fix your regrets, or live your life for you. Letting fear of judgment control your actions is choosing a prison with invisible bars. Here's another uncomfortable truth. Talent is overrated. Consistency beats talent when talent doesn't show up every day. The world is full of gifted people who never became anything because they relied on ability instead of effort. Meanwhile, average people with relentless work ethic quietly surpass them. The scoreboard doesn't care how talented you are. It only reflects what you did consistently over time.
People need to hear that failure is not a sign to stop, it's the price of admission. Every meaningful life is built on rejection, embarrassment, wrong decisions, and painful lessons. If you're avoiding failure, you're avoiding growth. The only people who never fail are the ones who never try, and they pay a far heavier price, called regret. Another hard truth is that you are not behind, but you are responsible for starting now. Comparing your timeline to others will poison your progress. Everyone has a different starting point, different obstacles, and different advantages. What matters is not where you are, it's whether you're moving. Momentum beats perfection every single time. People also need to hear that comfort is addictive. The longer you stay comfortable, the harder it becomes to leave. Comfort dulls ambition, weakens discipline, and slowly convinces you that mediocrity is safety. But comfort is expensive. It costs you your potential. Growth will always feel uncomfortable, uncertain, and risky. That's how you know you're moving in the right direction. Another truth that stings is that your environment shapes you more than your intentions. You can have big dreams, but if you surround yourself with people who complain, settle, and mock ambition, you will eventually shrink to fit in. Sometimes growth requires distance, not because you're better than others, but because you're serious about becoming better than you were. People need to hear that self-respect is built through keeping promises to yourself. Every time you say you'll do something and don't, you weaken your own trust. Over time, that creates insecurity, doubt, and low confidence. Confidence isn't built by positive thinking, it's built by evidence. Do what you say you'll do, especially when no one is watching.
Another hard truth is that learning never stops. The world is changing faster than ever, and those who stop learning become irrelevant quickly. Degrees expire, skills don't. Curiosity is a survival skill in 2026. If you're not upgrading your knowledge, mindset, or abilities, you are slowly being replaced. People also need to hear that discipline is a form of self-love. It's not punishment, it's protection. It protects your future from your weaker moments. It keeps you moving when emotions try to sabotage you. Discipline says, I care about who I'm becoming too much to quit today. And finally, one of the hardest truths of all, time will pass whether you act or not. 5 years from now, you will be older. The question is whether you'll be wiser, stronger, and proud, or full of what-ifs. The pain of discipline weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. This is not meant to scare you, it's meant to wake you up. You are capable of more than you think, but only if you stop lying to yourself and start doing the work. The hard truth is uncomfortable, but it's also the doorway to the life you want.
Another hard truth people need to hear is that dreaming without execution is self-deception. Many people confuse imagination with progress. They replay the same fantasy of a better life over and over, mistaking hope for movement. But hope without action becomes a sedative. It keeps you calm while your life stays exactly the same. Dreams only matter when they are followed by uncomfortable steps taken daily, even when the excitement fades. People also need to hear that you cannot heal in the same environment that made you sick. If your surroundings reward laziness, distraction, negativity, or victimhood, no amount of motivation will save you. Growth often requires changing rooms, routines, and relationships. This is painful because it may mean outgrowing people you once loved, but loyalty to your future sometimes demands distance from your past. Another uncomfortable truth is that discipline feels harder before it feels easier. In the beginning, structure feels like restriction. Waking up early hurts. Saying no feels lonely. Staying focused feels exhausting. But over time, discipline creates freedom. It gives you control over your time, energy, and direction. What once felt like sacrifice becomes self-respect. People need to hear that no one owes them understanding. The world does not stop to accommodate your trauma, your anxiety, or your fears. That does not mean your pain isn't real, but it does mean healing is your responsibility. Using pain as an identity keeps you stuck. Using pain as fuel transforms you. The same experience can break one person and build another. The difference is ownership. Another hard truth is that confidence is not something you find. It's something you earn. You earn it by showing up consistently, failing publicly, learning quietly, and improving steadily. Confidence grows when you keep moving despite doubt. Waiting to feel confident before acting guarantees you never will. People also need to hear that perfection is procrastination in disguise. Many delay starting because they want everything to be ready. More money, more clarity, more skill, more confidence. But readiness is built by starting, not waiting. Progress begins messy. The first version is always imperfect. The people who win are the ones willing to look foolish before they look successful. Another hard truth is that you will lose people as you grow, and that's okay.
Growth changes priorities, schedules, and perspectives. Some people won't recognize the new version of you, and some will resent it. That doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you're moving. Staying small to keep others comfortable is one of the most common ways people sabotage their own potential. People need to hear that complaining is addictive. It gives the illusion of release without requiring responsibility. Complaining bonds people together, but it never builds anything. Every minute spent complaining is a minute stolen from problem solving. You don't need to silence your struggles, but you do need to stop worshiping them. Another hard truth is that information is useless without application. We live in an age of endless content. Books, podcasts, videos, courses, but knowledge without execution creates arrogance, not growth. You don't need more information, you need to implement what you already know. Action is the real education.
People also need to hear that consistency is boring, and that's why it works. The same workout, the same practice, the same habits, over and over. There are no fireworks in consistency, but there is power. Small actions done daily outperform intense efforts done occasionally. Master the boring, and you master results. Another uncomfortable truth is that excuses evolve as you do. When you were younger, the excuse was lack of opportunity. Later, it becomes lack of time. Eventually, it turns into it's too late. Excuses grow smarter, but they remained lies designed to protect comfort. There is always time to start until there isn't. People need to hear that fear never disappears. It only loses power when confronted. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's action in the presence of it. Every time you avoid fear, it grows stronger. Every time you face it, it shrinks. The life you want exists on the other side of repeated discomfort. Another hard truth is that nobody is thinking about your potential. They're responding to your output. The world rewards results, not intentions. You may have a good heart, a strong vision, and big ideas, but until they turn into tangible value, they remain invisible. Execution is the language the world understands. People also need to hear that discipline beats motivation on bad days, but purpose beats discipline on hard years. If you don't know why you're working, you will quit when things get painful. Purpose gives suffering meaning. Without meaning, pain feels unbearable. With meaning, pain becomes fuel. Another truth is that self-doubt is not a sign you're incapable, it's a sign you're stretching beyond what's familiar. Doubt appears when you're leveling up. Instead of running from it, learn to move with it. Growth always feels uncertain before it feels natural.
People need to hear that success is lonely before it is respected. In the beginning, few will support you. Some will doubt you. Others will quietly hope you fail so they don't have to question their own choices. If you need validation to continue, you won't last. Learn to clap for yourself in silence. Another hard truth is that your future self is watching you right now. Every decision you make today is either a gift or a burden to who you'll be tomorrow. Skipping discipline today is stealing from your future peace. Doing the hard thing today is investing in future freedom. People also need to hear that no one wins alone, but growth starts alone. Support often comes after progress, not before. Waiting for encouragement is another form of delay. Lead yourself first, others will follow later. Another uncomfortable truth is that rest is important, but rest without effort becomes escape. Many people aren't tired, they're distracted. True rest is earned through meaningful work. When you work with intention, rest becomes recovery, not avoidance. People need to hear that your story doesn't end because of one bad chapter. Failure is feedback, not a final verdict. You can restart as many times as needed. What matters is refusing to quit on yourself permanently.
And here's another truth people avoid. Your standards determine your life. What you tolerate becomes normal. If you tolerate disrespect, distraction, poor health, and low effort, that becomes your baseline. Raise your standards and your behavior will eventually follow. This speech is not about pressure, it's about possibility. The hard truths are not meant to break you. They are meant to strip away illusions so you can build something real. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be honest, consistent, and brave enough to keep going.